Hello there viewers, good day to you guys and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, just welcome. I'm glad you're here. I know, I'm super glad to be here. We are returning to the part 3 video on this 1998 Ford Mustang GT. It's got the 4.6 V8. Customer had us install a set of tubular exhaust manifolds, also known as headers. Just to state the obvious here, this was a bear of a job. It's been, I think, 3 or 4 days in the making trying to get this done, and we are now in the reassembly phase. I'm going to try to knock this out in one last final video rather than making this a 4-part series, because that's just way too much for an extra 20 horsepower. So we're now at a position where I've got to get the support off of the engine down here. We've got a jack stand holding this up because I don't necessarily trust this crossbar with a ratchet strap and a chain around the alternator to hold the engine up. That's right, the motor mounts are part of the subframe assembly. They mount up here and here, and as we found out we had to take the subframe out, there was nothing to hold the engine there, so we had to set up this rigmarole right here just to keep the engine in place. So we're about to enter into a super sketchy phase of this repair. Like I said, I've got to pull the center support jack out, which will leave the engine only supported with one chain and one 600-pound ratchet strap. So I'm hoping we can get this thing in and bolted back in quickly, because like I said, we're entering a sketchy, unsafe zone. So let's go ahead and get to it. Stay tuned, because this is going to be a very good part 3 video. Oh, by the way, if you missed part 1 and 2, you'll find the links to those down inside of this video's description below. Here's our brake rotor. There was our brake rotor. All right, down below, time to rock and roll. We're going to go ahead and remove the support from this engine. Now, like I said earlier, it's just dangling from that strap, and you can see it moves around quite freely. So I would like to get this remedied as soon as possible. So jack stand's coming out. Let's roll the subframe in and get it under the engine ASAP. Let's raise the lift up a little bit to make this easier on ourselves. Hopefully the engine doesn't fall out when it jostles. Alright, we're up about a foot. Let's get out of the way and roll this subframe into position here. We'll worry about the hydraulic lines in a minute. I just need to get this up and under and in a position to hold the engine. Switching it back. And eyeballing it. There we go. Okay, let's run the jack up. The closer we get, we'll have to start maneuvering like the struts into place, and we'll need to line up the bolt holes at the bottom of the subframe to the holes up there in the structure of the vehicle. But again, safety is a priority at this point, so I just want to get this up and in position where if we lose the strap right here, then the engine doesn't fall down and then knock the car off the lift and then smash my toe, because none of those options are a good idea. Okay, I think we're getting really close here. Yep, there's the bolt hole, there's the bolt hole again. We have 2 holes. Line up the studs on those engine mounts right there. See it coming through the hole right there? That one's lined up. I'm gonna go up a little farther, get this other side lined up. There we go. Okay, so now the subframe is cradling the engine. We are a little bit safer than we just were. What I'm going to do is throw a couple of these bolts in. That way it can't fall out no matter what happens. A couple moments of terror here. It's terrifying. Terribly terrifying. Okay, there's one. Second one up on the front side here. I know the lighting's horrible, but my priority is not visibility at the moment. The priority is getting this stuff in a safe orientation. Okay, let's get the other 2 set up on the other side. So we have kind of a gap going here. So what I need to do, I'm gonna go back down below and we will increase the lift. There we go. Close up that gap some. Sketchy. Grabbing a bolt. I'm gonna run it through, and we're not threading in just yet. Need a little bit more space. Here, what we'll do is we'll tilt the trans jack here, and it's gonna kind of tilt the subframe. We'll get more up on this side and a little bit of down on that side. There we go. Ooh, I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. Super nervous. Okay, there's the bolt. Stick it through, thread it in. Okay, it's threading on the nut. Stick that one through. We're misaligned a little bit. Let's give it a tug here. Oh no! There. All right. Now I know we're safe. Okay, so let's go ahead and reestablish balance on the lift. I'm gonna let this down and give the weight of the engine and the subframe back to the lift and off of the trans jack. We'll leave that right there for some safety. Okay, I think we're good here. This is very good. Okay, let's go ahead and run these bolts up. I've taken the liberty of installing the wrong size socket. I've taken the liberty of installing the power steering lines already. I figured they were so meticulous and so aggravating to change out that it would be best to just leave that part out of the video, because it was 20 minutes of me spinning a wrench to that little hole right there. Not really the best of quality of entertainment here, so we skip past that part. Subframe click. Next bolt coming up. Okay, we'll hit those with an actual wrench later on. I'm just trying to draw this all together and make it nice and safe like. Engine coming up. Last one right out back. Beautiful. Okay, she's safe and secure. Let's go ahead and lower this thing down and get the trans jack out of here. All the way down. It's foot operated. The crow's foot. Okay, so next I'm gonna get the 22mm nuts. We're gonna put the engine mount back on, and then we can get the rest of the subframe bolts back into position. Flashlight. Man, I wasn't even near that one. Flashlight went down. What is this? Okay, we've got one motor mount bolt going in that hole, which I can't reach. I've got long fingers, but they're not that long. Can't reach it that way either. Maybe if I give it the reach around, we can get that thing to thread up. There we go. Yeah, that's one engine mount bolt nut. Let's get the one on the passenger side. This one, a little easier to reach right there. Just go right through the hole in the front. Beautiful. Okay, universal on the socket, on the impact, on the motor mount nut, kinda. There, now it's on there, I think. There we go. Stole my socket. Give it back. There we go. Okay, back around to the other side. We'll get the next mount, and that will secure the engine to subframe. Get on there. Beautiful. Okay, rear subframe bolts are going in next. And the two on this side, there they are. Slippage. I win. Cool. Let's get the springs in position next here. Okay, this ought to be a little bit of fun, but we'll see how it's gonna work out. The springs coming up in position. I need to pry down on everything and then shove this spring in with a pry bar. This ought to be good. Yeah, I know, spring compressor, but spring compressors, they go in through the middle of the spring and then latch on, then compress again through the middle of the spring. And that operation is not going to work out well with this type of suspension design. So I can't really spring compressor this thing into position. So we're just gonna pry bar it into position instead. That's why I'm not a huge fan of spring compressors, because they often don't fit the application that you're trying to use them on. That's just how it goes. I have found that sometimes the pry bar method just works out a little bit better. We'll see. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. It fell right out. Put you back where you go. That's not what I wanted to do. It fell right out twice. Getting closer. I'm gonna go around again. Coming in on the back with another pry bar here. I'm gonna hook this pry bar into the spring. There we go, see that? Drawing it in. Just a little bit more. Yeah, no, this is painful to watch. It's painful to perform as well. But we'll get there. Here we go. Almost. There it is. Stay. There, that one's in. It's one side. Okay, so now the spring is in. What we need to do is get this this strut kind of lined up and in position here, and I'm going to use my brake hanger to kind of hold on to it, if that's going to work, which it's not. So what I need to do instead is we're going to get another pole jack, put the jack under this arm, lift it up, and we're going to compress this spring with that pole jack, get this thing lined up and in position, and then put the mount back in up top, and that will secure the suspension on this side. Then we can repeat on the other side. Here, Mustang going up. We have to make clearance for the pole jack. Just slide this guy right under the ball joint. A little farther down, I think. Further. There we go. So now, what I'll do is slowly let the vehicle down. That's going to compress the spring. See how that was working? Reposition. All right, let's let it down a couple more inches again. Very good. Now the angle on the jack is starting to tilt, so just gonna kind of kick that back, straighten it back up one more time, and we will let it down some more. A couple more inches. Let's check the jack angle down below. Yep, looking good. A couple more inches. Okay, so up top, what I need to do is slip that guy in so it can meet up with its mounts on the inside of the upper strut mount in there. And we're going to let it down again, a couple more inches. Make sure it's aligned. Very good. Down some more, last couple of inches. So close. As soon as I can get those studs to poke through, we're in business. There we go. Okay, so I think I'm kind of done letting the rack down. What I'd rather do here is go in from the top and then draw this strut up into the mount. So I've grabbed the bolt and then I found another one that's a little bit longer. So the idea is going to be, we're going to go in through the hole here, and I'm going to thread this nut or this bolt into that mount and then tighten it, and then use that bolt to pull the rest of the strut back up into place. That way I don't risk knocking the car off the lift, because we are putting a lot of upward force on this corner and I don't want the thing to sag and tip over and fall off and then kill me. So what I'll do here is I'll reach up. Where'd that bolt go? There it is. So I'm going to reach up and we're going to thread that in to the upper strut mount right here. I think we're starting to go. I might need to let it down just a wee bit more. Let's give it just a couple little bumps down. That should be good. So we thread that guy up, and then once it tightens down, it'll pull this strut up into position. Okay, the studs are lined up. Beautiful, yep, they're coming through. So now we'll take the two nuts, get these guys started and threaded up, tighten her down. Take this bolt out, because that's mine. Put the factory bolt in its place, tighten her down, and one side is good to go. And there goes, give me that back, that's mine. I need that for the other side. Woohoo! Okay, taking a look in here. Spring's in position, it's seated top and bottom, oriented properly. The strut's in. Let's raise the car off the pole jack. Ew, I hit that. That's not cool. We'll raise the car off the pole jack and repeat on the other side. There we go. Come on, pole jack. Okay, we're doing a repeat here on the passenger side. Let's get that isolator down. Put that right where she goes. Flat part of the spring. It's gonna ride. Oh, there's dirt in this one. Bunch of gravel on the spring seat. That's not gonna work. Pull it down some. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side as the other side. Get behind that with a pry bar and pry it in from the back. Okay, big pry bar goes here for now. Little pry bar coming in through the back hole. Flip it around so it hooks onto the spring. looks good. Well, that was way easier. That one's in. Cool. Good job. Okay, so let's get the strut oriented properly. And we need to figure out how to get the pole jack under this unit right here. So up top, let's hook into something here to hold the strut inside of the fender. Probably a wiring harness. There we go. Yeah, we'll hook up about like so. Is that gonna work? Sure, that works. So now I'm gonna raise the car up, slide the jack under, let the car down on the jack, push that in position, bolt it in, same as the other side. Moving on up. Get that right under the ball joint.
There we go, that's good.
That's a Dodge diesel. Okay, so that's pretty much in line as best as I can get it. Let's let her down some, and it's gonna straighten out this arm right here, compress the spring, get that strut in line, and then we'll draw it up onto its mount and bracket. Coming down.
See how close we are here. Yeah, we're getting there. Let's orient this properly. It points in that direction, I think. Good, yep. Okay, let's let it down. We need about 2 or 3 more inches here. And I think we're still safe because that lift arm right there is not coming off the bottom of the car. So I think we're good. Balance is still good. There's a reason I have that pole jack as far out on the control arm as possible in the ball joint. That's going to give the most amount of leverage for the amount of pressure being applied. Okay, I think we're all set here. I know this is meticulous and annoying and back and forth and probably a little boring, but it is what it is, folks. Sometimes that's the job. And I think this is about right here. Yeah, let's let her down a little bit more. I think I can spare another inch or so before it reaches that bolt length. A little bit more. And I'm watching the lift arm over here.
Okay. Back and forth, back and forth. And this one, and we're right there. We'll lay right on it. I think there's actually a stud touching. If that's the case, we'll just line that up with the hole and we're in business. Yeah, this strut is slightly compressed. So, oh, there we go. Got her. Look at that. It pushed up into position. Beautiful. Let's grab the ladder, go up top, and bolt her in. Woohoo! Victory is near, folks. Victory is near. Yep, there's a nut. There's a bolt. Everybody's lined up. There's a nut. Gorgeous. Click. Cool beans. Okay, we'll raise it back up again, get it off the pole jack. Then we can start putting more components together. Right. Okay, I'll get the sway bar bolts next. I've already thrown the bushings in and gotten the nut on there. Let's tighten that down. That should be good. 1/2 inch of space on the threads. I spread my, or make my thread spacing the same on both sides. That's how I calculate that they're even. 1/2 inch of space in the threads, good to go. Sliding the steering shaft back in position here. Scoot that guy down. That's it, bottomed out, and the ever popular kill people bolt. Let's get that guy in. Shaft is not in all the way. Wiggle it some, it'll bottom out. There we go. Shaft still is not in all the way. Wiggle it more. There we go. Found the bottom. Good. Okay, you need a 13 to come in, tighten that guy down. Steering shaft clickage, beautiful. Cool, she's starting to look like a car again. Let's go ahead, let this down. I want to get my conglomeration removed, and then we'll put the serpentine belt back on. Starting to tie up loose ends. Pretty soon, we can get the rest of the exhaust back together. Throw the wheels on, we'll fire this thing up. So I guess I'm gonna get this this engine brace bar off of here. I've already thrown in the fender liners when you guys weren't looking. I figured that was less than entertaining, so we skip past that. But what we need to do is get this bar with this ratchet strap off. I'll throw the belt back on, and I won't have much left to do under the hood, I don't think. Once this section is complete, then I'll get the exhaust pipes back together, and that should bring this thing to a bit of a conclusion here. Now, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. We're not gonna end the video without you guys hearing this thing run, because that would just be a horrible thing to do, and I like my audience, so I'm not gonna do that to you guys. There we go, get rid of this, get rid of this. Yeah, see, that was built in. That was no room for failure was built into that. Come here, strap. Oh, by the way, when I said that these were 600-pound ratchet straps, they're rated for, I think, 600 pounds tie down load and 1,000 pounds brake load or something like that. And I'm pretty sure this engine, the way I had lifted it, did not produce 600 pounds of tension against the strap. Pretty sure. I mean, I could be wrong. It could have been overloaded, but it worked. Plus, we had the chains here wrapped around the back side of the nader. Okay, that's good. Let's get this bar up and away and out from under the hood here. Let's take this over and set her down on the floor for now. There we go. Okay, let's get our belt back in position. I believe that went up and over the water pump, down around the crank. Let's get the tensioner line back up. That's good, that's good. And then we just pull her tight and run it up and over the nader. So there, we'll put the ratchet on the tensioner. It's a 1/2-inch ratchet. There we go. And we'll give this thing a push. Push that forward, untensioning the tensioner. Then I can reach in here and slide this belt up and over our alternating unit. And I think I've got all the pulleys lined up with the belt. It's coming off the water pump a little bit. It's on the crank. It's on the compressor. Let's just retension on that water pump real quick. There. And again, right there on that pulley, I think we're good. Take that thing back. The belt is on. No harm, no foul. Beautiful. Alrighty guys, we're about ready to let this down. I'm gonna do something awesomely sacrilegious. We're gonna put some Mopar transmission fluid in the power steering pump on this thing, because it takes red ATF, and this is pretty close to being red ATF, so we're just gonna use that, because I don't have any Merc-On 5, because I used it all on an F-150 the other day. So let's let this thing down. Let's refill the power steering, check that for leaks real quick, and then we're gonna start this engine. However, there is a problem that I have encountered when I put the X pipe on and some of the exhaust stuff. And that problem is we have a slight fitment issue. I will show you in a moment down below. First, let's throw in this power steering. Gonna put in the Doge parts in the Ford Mustang. Ooh, that's a freshie too. Look at that. There we go. Once you pop the top, fun don't stop. Beginning pouring sequence now. Yeah, nice and red-like. It's not Kool-Aid, so don't drink it. Just fill this reservoir up. We'll reach in, turn the steering wheel lock to lock, try to purge out some of the air. Then we can fire this unit up real quick. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be super loud. Okay, up and over and in. Let's just give it some turns. This is gonna flow some fluid through the steering system, and that's gonna push the air up and out into the reservoir. That way the power steering pump does not start pumping air, because that would be bad. I may have overdid it slightly. Kind of got some spillage. That's good though. That tells me that some air was purged out. I just didn't have enough volume in the reservoir to displace the air and the fluid. But that's fine. All right, moving back up. Green subscribe button one last time. So let's do the quick recap, walk around. There's some items, come here you. There's some items that were installed that we did not shoot in the video because it was unrelated to the topic at hand, which in fact was the exhaust system. But you can see right here, we threw on some powder coated calipers to get rid of the crusty, rusted ones. Those are the ones that match the rear powder coated calipers, which were installed a few months ago. I've already got the lower pan and cross member items reinstalled. That's bolted in, fender wells are in, the belt's on, we saw that. Everybody's tight, retorqued, rechecked, in position, ready to rock and roll. I went to put the O2 sensors in and we ran into a problem. You see that right there? I mentioned earlier that we were not gonna need that old exhaust pipe setup with the converters on it, because I thought we had new converters in the other box. The issue is here's our pipes that come down from the manifolds, but we did not get converters that came with it. So I need to acquire a set of converters to stick in here to make sure this vehicle remains legal. I've got all the sensors. There's my rear O2s, there's my front O2s. Everybody's all set up and connected. But unfortunately, I can't connect the rest of this exhaust system so we can hear what it truly sounds like. But not to worry, because we're just gonna fire it up open headers and just hear the ponies roaring out of these two straight pipes right here. So it's not ideal, but I'm also not gonna wait like a week to present this video to you guys. So we're just gonna fire it up right now and just see how it sounds with the open headers on it. Why not? Never done that before on the channel, but we're gonna do it right now. All right, folks, I'm done trolling the EPA with my X pipes and my straight pipes and my gap in the exhaust over here. We do have a set of catalytic converters that, see how they're not hollowed out? Yeah, these are legit converters, Fed boys, don't worry about me. So let's go ahead and get these guys slipped on. Gonna be real simple. There's one clamp, two clamps, two converters, then two more clamps after that. Then the X pipe assembly gets bolted in, and then we get to hear the true nature of the exhaust tone on this 4.6 Mustang header conversion, full-on exhaust system upgrade. I can't fit any more adjectives in there. So real easy, we slide the band clamps over the pipes, then we take our converting unit, and I believe the bung is going to go in the rear side of the converter. This is going to be for the rear O2 sensors, which are actually installed in the pipes at this current point in time. I believe they can go in the converter or in the pipe, and I elected to put them in the pipe because I think they fit better. Anyway, we just need to slide these guys up and over, and we're going to pay a little bit of mind to the direction of the bung in case we have to use it. You never know, the ECM may not appreciate the location of these pipes, so or of the sensors, so you have to plan accordingly. Slip this one up and over like so. Pointed that in the right direction. Now this one, that side is tight, this side over here is a little bit loose, so I can maneuver it around if need be. Now that we've got these units installed, let's get the X pipe up into position. We'll clamp it, slide these over, bolt it on, and then this vehicle is good to go. Finally. Okay, so I've got the clamps slid over the pipe. Now we slide the pipe over our converters. Getting all this lined up is going to be kind of fun, I think. Out back, trying to slip that pipe over the existing exhaust pipe here. There we go, that one slid in. Good. So now we pivot this upwards and we'll get this other converting unit slid on position here. Awkward. This one might be kind of fun because I don't really have a boatload of space here to mess with. Oh, tell me this is gonna go easy. Yeah. Oh, it is. It's gonna go easily. I like this. This is much better. Okay. That goes there. That goes right there. It's all good. Okay, we've got just a couple pipes in the back to line up, and we can get all this stuff tightened down, then we can really hear what this thing sounds like. Okay, let's get this next pipe up here. We're in the home stretch, guys. Super excited. Can you just tell in my voice that I'm just thrilled? Totally thrilled. 1000% thrilled. I actually am kind of glad. This has been a very cool project, and I've never gotten to do such things before. So, despite my drony monotone of sarcasm and vitriol towards this particular project, I really do appreciate the ability to do this here. So, it's not that horrible. Okay, that's about lined up. Let's get these guys tight, and then we can plug in our O2s and get this party started. Yay! All right, let's make it tight real quick like here. Click. Double clicks. Triple clicks. Quadruple clicks. Good. Okay, let's move up to the converters real quick. We'll clamp these guys on, and I've got to tighten up the manifold pipe on this one side, and then we should be ready to rock and roll here. Next one. Beautiful. Next one again. And this is going to be the final next one. Next one. The only last one. Losing it. Oh. Nice. So, plug in the O2s, get these guys reconnected here, and I believe I'm gonna have to zip tie, can't even see, I'm gonna have to zip tie these up onto something because the bracket has been deleted. Yeah, we'll zip tie them up there to the trans mount, that's fine. All right, we got her all bolted together. We're letting her down. Let's fire this thing up and give it the test drive treatment. Here we go. Moment of truth. Coming down. So the brakes have been bled. We may have to go back and re-bleed them one more time. Wheels are on. Exhaust is on. Let's get the rat cleared here and get this thing pulled out. All right, climbing onto this unit. Let's go ahead and hit the key, restarting the engine. Woo, this thing sounds good. I like it. Sounds super duper mean. Let's get it on the road, see how it sounds with a load on it. Brakes feel good. Nice. Yeah, we put on some power stop calipers because they're red, so you know that they're good. All right, Jay, check it out. Another Pentastar. That one's also suffering from the engine oil cooler leaking problem. It's a Pentastar thing. I don't know. All right, let's get her out on the road and see how this thing sounds under load. All right, let's see what we get out of this thing here. Sounds good. All right, traffic's clear. Let's try some full throttle over the bridge here. Well, the GoPro died, so we're gonna have to turn around and do that again, because that was like the crown jewel of the whole moment, was the full throttle pull. Green light, U-turn, full steam, full throttle. That was scary. Yeah, you hear that scraping? That's horrible. Right on, Mustang. Sounds fantastic. All right, guys. Exhaust sounds good. I hear no exhaust leaks. No foul noises except for that backing plate on the wheel over here, which I will straighten out at a later moment back in the shop. So having said all that, I do not believe that I have anything more to offer you on this particular series of exhaust repairs in this Mustang. Let me know what you think about this Mustang and this exhaust modification in the comment section down below. Do not forget to tap that like and subscribe button while you're down there. And most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a fantastic day. See you guys later. End of Mustang, end of exhaust video, end of agonizing 3.5 day repair, end of transmission.